Hi guys, I didn't realize it was already live. Just trying to set this up real quick, so bear with me. It went really fast here. I didn't realize it. So hopefully, I just had my hat on there. So I am live. Let me start another one here. So bear with me, I'm so sorry. I did not realize it was going to be so quick. And so hang on here 1 second. We're going there, and this one is not working. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna start this over. Actually, I'm just gonna go with it. I apologize. My other one is not working, so my apologies. So, hey everybody, I'm sorry for that start. My name's Shannon Olson, and we're gonna get some geraniums going. It is a beautiful day in Nebraska, and I can't give this up here. I can't just sit inside and do nothing. So, as you can see, first of all, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and forgetting one, Pinterest. So I do have a few of my items. You can see in the background I have my bags printed and some canvas art. I also have my prints on hats, visors, and here's some extra bags. And this is my original artwork, and I have them printed on bags, pillowcases, hats, everything. You can go to nanas-workshop.com and find those products. But let's get started. So you can save your geraniums. And I put them in, I pull them out of the pots and put them in a paper bag. So don't put them in a plastic bag because they will keep that moisture in and rot. And you can see they're starting to grow already. So they're crazy, ready to get going. So you can trim these down now or even after you get them in the pot. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and trim these because I know they're done. And it might be easier to pot them that way. So just cut out all that dead stuff, leave the green one, and the green one, I'm gonna come back to a full stem, and that should get him going. It looks like it's crazy that it won't grow, but it will. It truly will. Now, I have actually put in Miracle-Gro, a tad bit of Miracle-Gro in my watering cans, and so it gives them a good start. So I have Miracle-Gro potting soil, I have recycled old containers, I've washed them out, I actually scrubbed them out with a little bit of Dawn dish soap and some bleach, just a little bit. Then I rinse them, I make sure I soak them good and rinse them, get all that out of there. That kills off any disease that might have been in there from the year before. So I do repurpose them. So all you do, basically you just repotting it, put it in the hole, and you can go deep, so don't worry about planting it too deep, because geraniums actually do better if you plant them. See, here's where the soil was, and I can plant them clear up to here and it'll be fine. The same with coleus. They root from anywhere on that lower stem. So that one is ready to go. I'm gonna add a little bit of soil, a little bit more soil. So I apologize, I was nervous in the start, so it was such a goofy start. And I apologize. Thank you guys all for joining me. So I'm just gonna water it down good. Actually, I'm just gonna saturate that soil good so it soaks down into that pot. And then I might make sure I give it one more sprinkle and it's ready to go in my front porch. And I use my front porch as a greenhouse because it has east and south facing windows, and so it gets this beautiful sunshine. I have my other stuff propagated in there and already growing. So last year I cut cuttings like this big, and they are already this tall. So it's crazy, it's easy, it's money saver, and in these trying times, you're always looking for something to help you get by, but yet you still want to enjoy the beautiful things. So this one has a good stem here. It's already starting to grow. I'm going to take that other one completely down. You can see it's kind of dead. Hopefully you can see that. Now I'm not going to, I can trim that back, but I think I'm going to let him go because I do want a taller one and I can plant it deeper. So I'm going to go ahead and get some soil. Now the potting soil that I use is Miracle-Gro moisture control. And so it does have these little beads in there, and it helps retain that moisture in that soil, that pot, so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to take a little bit of that out just to get that plant in there, and then I'll put some more in. And you can trim these roots. It's just fine. It's amazing how geraniums are resilient, let me tell you. They can go through a lot. They are not a tender plant. Like coleus. So these guys, they hold their own pretty good. So as you can see, I actually tilted that so that those stems are straight up. The other ones I cut off are actually at an angle in that pot, and they're going to do fine. So I'm going to give it a good watering and let it soak down. And then once I get all of these potted, like I said, I'm going to let this one's already saturated and down in there. I'm going to give it one little light sprinkle just to make sure it gets down in there, and then I probably won't water I will check the soil moisture in a week because you don't want to keep it muddy in there. So you just want to, after that, then just water it once a week probably. Now, like I said, I added some, it's Miracle-Gro. You put them in a sprayer, a hose end sprayer, but I saved some of that stuff and I actually put it in, I water it down and I use it, I trickle it in one of these little watering cans, and it's just a little bit of fertilizer to get them started. I don't overdo the fertilizer right away. I will fertilize, I just started fertilizing yesterday with all my other plants inside that I'm growing for the garden. And as you can see, we're still in transition here. We have a ways to go, probably late May before I even put anything in the ground. Although I will probably, around April 1st, I will probably start putting in my canna bulbs, dahlia bulbs, anything that the ground is starting to, if the frost is lifted out of the ground, I can start putting those bulbs in. Here in Nebraska, I don't usually wait until May to put the bulbs in because it's already in the ground and those things are going to start to grow, especially if it's the sun is facing. Now I will put some along this garage right over here, you can't see, but that sun, that's a hot spot right there, and those things are going to start growing, and it's a hefty leaf, so I'm not worried about it freezing, because I think we're past the harsh 30 below freeze levels here in Nebraska now. So I think we're going to start a warming trend. So here's a couple more. I saved all of these from last year, and you can see you can even use them for dried flower arrangements. You can press them if you want. So I will do the same thing. And I'm going to, sometimes it's tough to find a green spot, so I'm gonna put him back in the bag for now. I don't want to ruin him. Now this one's good. This has every one of the stems has green going, but I'm going to actually trim these back because I want them to have, that other one is fine, but this one I need to bring back. They're going to get too leggy, and I don't want them falling over too soon or growing too fast. So I'm going to take some of that off. I'm going to come back here too, and I'm coming back to a joint where you can start to see the leaves of the next section, and I'm just going to take it back and cut it at an angle. So all these dead leaves, dead stems, I'm taking off, cleaning it up. It looks pathetic, but it's going to grow. Trust me. It will be fabulous and ready to plant. And I actually put them in the ground. It's not too far away from here. So it gives a cool, very pretty red color amongst my other flowers. Now I have a lot of perennials, and I'm praying that this dry winter did not ruin, because we didn't have moisture in the ground. So I'm praying that the perennials are still going to be fine, and that we're going to have some good rains in the spring to get everything jump started. And I hope you could hear me. Sorry, I was down below the table. I apologize. But I'm hoping that the spring rains will make up for the loss of moisture throughout this winter. We did not have snow like we normally do. We didn't have hardly any snow. And so I feel that the trees, the shrubs, you're going to probably see the damage, not this year, but probably next year or the year after. So if there's no moisture in the ground, well, you consider it a drought. We had one a while back, and we lost many trees around town, big beautiful oaks and things like that, and it was kind of heartbreaking to see a lot of them go. So I think I have 2 more here. I'm going to go ahead and plant them. And I was just going to reiterate that I do have a website, nanas-workshop.com. You can catch me there. You can catch all my products listed. The hats, there's a lot of things in products. I have a couple tutorials on there. I also paint furniture. I do canvas art, and I do a little bit of crafting. So I do a little bit of everything. But this out here, I'm excited. It's a beautiful day, and I can't wait for all this to get going and warm up and start to see things, so I can clean out the dead stems and clean out the leaves and stuff, so everything starts to warm up. But here are some of the hats that I painted. I hand painted, and so they are also listed on my website, so you can go there. Otherwise, I'm looking for a good spot to trim here. Otherwise, you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. This one's completely dead, so I'll take that all the way out. This one looks like it has some life in it, so I'm going to bring it back to that. And you just twirl it around, and you're looking for the green. If there's a little bit of green to start on the end, go ahead and come right down below that and trim that, and that's going to prompt that branch to start growing. Once you start the pruning process, it's almost like pruning your trees in January, February, and then in spring they're ready to take off. So I think I'll go here with that one, and I think I'll go there. And I think we're good with this one. So this has kind of a long root. I think I'll take a little bit of it off. Just trimming them off. Okay, like I said, you can bury these deep. Look what happened here. Can you see that root right there coming off of that? That's coming right off of a branch. So they do root. I mean, if you even lay the geranium probably down on the ground, it will root. So right there you can see that. So that is a proven fact that you can plant the geraniums deep. So if that helps, put that in there and try and get that one root down below the soil. Okay, I need to trim this one because I don't think we're good. I'm gonna trim that. Yeah, it wasn't a good solid branch or stem, so I'm going to trim that off and repress that. So when you go to the store, you buy your geraniums, if you have the time and the space, all you have to do is pull them out of them pots, pull them out of the ground, if you even put them in the ground. I don't rinse the roots off. I just dust them off and get most of that dirt off as possible. I let them dry out before I put them in the bag. So it is, and I've done this for quite a few years. Now I think this is the 3rd year that I am doing these geraniums. They're the same geraniums I've had 3 years ago. So if you are a frugal person, such as I, and times are tough these days, and you still want to have beautiful things in your garden or pots, this is something that you can do. So this one does not have, I'm going to go down to 1 stem here on this one, which is okay because it's going to prompt more down below. That's going to excite those roots. So that little guy, I'm okay with it because that one and this one are green. This one's slightly green. We are going to be just fine with those. And again, I'm using recycled pots. Wash them good with, I use Dawn dish soap, just a little bit of Dawn dish soap and a little bit of bleach. Just make sure that you soak them and rinse them well when you're done. Now these roots were circling each other, so I'm going to trim them back because sometimes a plant, especially a tree or a shrub, when you plant them in a tiny hole, those roots are going to start circling and it chokes itself off. And you can see, hopefully, can you see that they were swirling? So I'm trimming them and I'm going to pull that stem out or the root out so it has room to breathe when I put it in the pot. So okay. And there we go. So I'm gonna let that one sit. So I'm gonna go back and give these just another little bit of a drink. And it's so beautiful outside. I might let them just sit out here today and I'll take them inside tonight and put them in the front porch. So there you go, guys. How to save geraniums. I've done it for years. Good luck, and I hope it works for you guys. Thank you for joining me. This is Shannon Olson from Nana's Workshop. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. To shut it off. Sorry, you're seeing my face.